咁大家都聽過故事啦，就係葉孫強點樣係殺個惡魔響一卡斯鋪。
And from that experience, and well, he was already an incredible devotee, a true yogi practitioner was born, like the true yogi, Prahlad.
咁呢度介紹一個奉獻者啦，帕達啦，佢係真正嘅瑜伽師嚟。
And Prahlad Maharaj was a yogi in the sense that he never let anything affect him around what was happening around him.
咁喺個真正瑜伽師嚟講咧，無論喺身邊係發生咩事情咧，係唔會影響到佢。
He constantly just meditated on the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
佢恆常咁係記住冥想住佢主 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya。
And after he was offering prayers to Narasimhadeva, Narasimhadeva asked him, "Ask anything from me. Ask any boon."
咁當佢係咁奉上禱文俾你 share day 嘅時講，你 share day 就問佢：你想有啲咩願望想達成嘅咧？
And Prahlad Maharaj, the first thing he asked was, "Please deliver my dad.
咁佢首先第一樣嚟講，佢話希望你係拯救咗我父親先，
Please forgive him and please deliver him."
希望係原諒佢啦，同埋係拯救佢。
And the different Upanishads and Vedas and the Puranas, and then the different subtexts or literatures that the great devotees spoke on, like Ramanuja Madhva.
咁所以啲偉大嘅奉獻者好似 Ramanuja Acharya、Madhvacharya，佢哋喺佢哋有啲先節啊入邊啲禱文啲咁講。
It's spoken about how Lord Narasimhadeva said, yes, he is forgiven, he is delivered, all your generations before and now are delivered.
佢又講過，佢就話佢會係原諒啦，或者拯救你係之前嘅歷代嘅祖先。
But saying forgiveness is just words.
咁當所以佢話原諒嚟講，可能淨係口頭上一個原諒。
Do you forgive him with your mind?
咁你話係原諒，你真係喺內心嚟講係真係原諒佢咧？
Intelligence?
或者佢嘅智慧
And your senses?
或者佢嘅感官
And your body, everything.
嘅意思嚟講，就唔單止係身方面，係整個人嘅心意啊、智性啊、身體所有嘅嘢。
And the Lord said, I am still very disappointed, not angry like us. He was very disappointed and angry. So I will assume this meditation form. 咁
主嚟講就係話，咁當然啦，佢話咁都好失望，佢唔係好似我哋係咁嗰個憤怒，佢係講得失望。咁於是就呈現咗咁嘅一個形象出嚟。
And Prahlad said, well, I want to come with you.
咁跟住Prahlad就同主講，我想同你一齊。
So this is when it began, this form of yoga Narasimha.
所以就咁樣情況底下嚟講，就係展示咗 yoga 瑜伽嘅力宣喺瑜伽上。
And then it's mentioned in the Puranas how Lord Narasimhadeva then went to many different places in Bharat, which is the earth.
咁跟住嚟講就係講力宣喺你就會係喺呢個地球上面，你都去唔同嘅地方。
And that's when all the great, and Prahlad Maharaj was still offering his prayers to the Lord while the Lord was in this meditation pose.
咁主嚟講係處於一個冥想嘅狀態啦。咁當然Prahlad仍然係繼續係咁獻上佢嘅禱文。
You can see the front cover. You see how he's sitting? He has his hands out. There's a belt in between his knees called the yoga pata.
咁佢睇到嚟講，佢主嘅形式就咁樣坐喺度啦，有條帶帶住啦。咁佢就係坐喺手放喺下邊。
So the Lord went into this deep meditation, and actually, in the Shastra it says his eyes were half closed.
咁當佢主係注入一個冥想嘅狀態嚟講咧，經典描述嚟講，佢隻眼係半開半合。
And the reason why they were not fully closed was because he was keeping them a little open to still safeguard Prahlad.
咁點解講對話仲打開一半嘅眼嚟講咧？就係因為佢用隻眼嚟講咧，仍然係保護住Prahlad佢嘅奉獻者Prahlad。
Shankaracharya speaks about this.
咁呢個係Shankaracharya係咁樣講。
Like how he speaks both in a human sense and in an animal sense, because Narasimha was half man, half lion. The lion or sleep with almost like an eye open.
咁其實佢咁講嚟講咧，係用一半人嘅個感覺啦，或者一半動物嘅感覺嚟講過。因為你知道你 share 呢用一半嚟講係獅子，譬如你有時見到獅子嚟講瞓覺嚟講，佢咪完全隻眼合晒喺度，另一半眼仲係打開度望住周圍嘅環境。
And then this is when these beautiful prayers, Veda, Vedanta, Jagyesham, Brahma, Rudradi, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are saying all the Vedas resound within you. They come from you.
咁佢哋另一個討論嚟講嘅，佢哋提到就係話，即使係Lord Brahma、Lord Shiva嚟講，所有為經入邊嘅討論嚟講咧，其實都係喺你嗰度身上。
And through your kamandalu, which is a sacred water pot,
咁根據你嗰個水壺，你攞住嗰個神聖嘅水壺咧，
you then purify and offer all the knowledge unto Prahlad, your devotee.
你跟住透過水壺係淨化，將啲知識嘅淨化係俾出嚟Prahlad。
Translation is your greatest, like devotee, but also saint and yogi.
咁佢翻譯係講就係你嘅神聖嘅本質嚟講，你一個神聖嘅聖人一樣。
And then we see this beautiful, I don't know if you all can see this painting.
咁大家睇睇，唔知睇唔睇到呢個油畫呢個畫咧？
So in the middle of the painting down below, this is Lord Shiva with his bull, Nandi.
咁下邊嚟講到你講啊，下邊嗰個就係 Lord Shiva 同埋佢個坐騎啊，隻牛啊。
Down here is Narad Rishi, Narada Muni.
咁坐呢邊嚟講嗰就係 Narada Muni。
And on the right side here, this is the Sapta Rishis.
咁跟住喺呢邊嚟講就係 Sapta Rishis 嘅七聖賢，七位嘅聖賢。
They are the ultimate yogis, and all yogic asanas came from them.
咁跟住嚟講，呢就係最七個原始嘅聖賢，瑜伽師啊。咁其實所有瑜伽師係從呢七位瑜伽師度而嚟嘅。
So there's a lot of misconceptions where the asanas come from. They come from the Sapta Rishis because Prahlad Maharaj was exclaiming to the Lord, only through tapasya.
咁好多人嚟講，你係唔解咗所有嘅阿薩嘅做運動嗰啲嘅姿勢嚟講咧係咩嚟？咁佢都講到就係跑得彎前嚟講就係咁喺我嘅主啊。
Can your devotees see you?
咁係你可唔可以俾你個奉獻者見到你咧？
Or you will come directly to them.
或者你直接嚟講係嚟到佢哋，俾佢哋睇到咧。
So by even living daily, it's tapasya.
咁跟住話譬如我哋每日佢話透過苦行嚟講，希望能夠係咁樣做。但係佢講話其實我哋每日生活嚟講咧，都好似係做緊苦行。
So by offering this to the Lord, He's very satisfied your tapasya.
咁透過咁樣嚟講，我想討問㗎啦。咁主嚟講係好滿意佢嘅苦行。
What's that painting?
This is done by Chandrasekhar Prabhu asked, where's the painting done? This is done by a master artist called Anirudh Shastra from Maharashtra. It's Maharashtrian art.
咁佢話講有一個 Maharashtra 嘅地方係由從一個經典嗰度係描述出嚟。
But all of this, all the description, this is all mentioned in the Vedas, Upanishads, and the Puranas.
咁所以入邊嘅圖片入邊嘅畫像嚟講，其實係由往世書偉大經嗰度全部有講到呢啲事蹟嘅。
This particular artist will not paint anything without it being mentioned by the acharyas or in the
呢個畫家嚟講，佢畫嘅油畫嚟講咧，唔會有憑空想像喺度嘅，全部係由啲經典或者啲偉大嘅 acharya 嘅描述嚟講，跟住佢哋咁講述畫出嚟嘅。
So also in yoga, we talk about the vayu, prana vayu. It's the life air within us.
咁我哋而家嚟講提到嚟講個生命氣 prana。
So he is also considered one of the most potent and powerful devotees of Narasimha, prana vayu.
咁佢個呢個叫做係嗰個生命氣、生命力嚟講，亦都係描述嚟講係宣行一個偉大嘅奉獻者。
And he had 2 children. Does anyone know who they are?
佢有2個兒子嚟講，大家知唔知係邊兩位咧？
Vayuputra is Hanuman and Bhima.
咁佢兩仔嚟講就係呢個就係一個 Hanuman 啦，一個就係 Bhima。
So Hanuman worships Narasimha and Bhima also worships Narasimha.
所以Hanuman 嚟講，佢係崇拜宣行啦，而 Hanuman 亦都係崇拜宣行。
So this is a beautiful depiction of that. You'll see Pranavayu sitting in front of the yajna, and then also his incarnation is Madhvacharya.
咁大家睇到你講喺個祭壇前面嚟講就係呢個豐盛Panawaya 啦。咁佢即係諗嚟講就係以Madhvacharya 嘅身份係降臨。
You see, Vayu's he's in front of the yagi, then Madhvacharya I think is on this side.
咁你去到嚟講啦，呢個就係。
Bhima and Hanuman are there, and then Narasimha is there with Lakshmi.
哦，咁睇到嚟講，呢個就係豐神啦，跟住呢邊就 Madhvacharya 啦，咁呢邊嚟講就係 Bhima 喺度同
And behind Madhva is Shankaracharya.
咁喺 Madhvacharya 後邊嚟講就係
It's
Sankaracharya。
just kind of giving the Dvait, Advait, idea. And then back you can see as you look closer, you'll see Brahma, you'll see Shiva, and then Vishnu in the back.
咁喺後邊嚟再睇到嚟講就係頭先講到就係呢個佢哋講到一個一元定二元嚟嘅哲學，跟住嚟講又見到有就係本神就係Lord Brahma 啦，同埋 Lord Shiva 咁後邊。
So in this book, I tried to give the simplest concept of the origins of the God of Yoga.
咁喺本書裏，我嘗試一個簡單嘅介紹啦，究竟係最原始嘅瑜伽嘅神係邊一位？
And the Saptarishis, when Lord Narasimha and Prahlad were going to many different places, which are still in India.
咁當主Narasimha同埋Prahlad 喺呢邊印度去唔同嘅地方時嚟講，呢7位嘅聖賢咧。
Oh, nice. The Saptarishis, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they would also follow and offer the most beautiful prayers and refer to Narasimha as the God of Yoga.
咁呢7位聖賢梵天啊同埋 Lord Shiva 嚟講咧，佢哋跟隨佢哋作去啦，咁亦都獻上個禱文，稱呼佢為一個瑜伽之神。
This is definitely an old map. So in my early days when I was traveling throughout India, the little English that the different Brahmins knew, I would go to a temple of Yoga Narasimha and they would say, Yoga God, God of Yoga.
我嗰時係去到印度時講咧，因為我唔係識印度嘢，好多啲朋友嚟講都淨識些少英文喺度，佢哋唔知佢哋稱嚟講就係叫瑜伽神喺度嘅中文。
This map is definitely. So this particular deity is called Kevala Yoga Narasimha. Kevala Yoga Narasimha.
Kevala Yoga 呢個好特別嘅神。
Kevala. Which also means meditating, meditative.
佢即係佢係講冥想緊。
His eyes are like kind of half closed. This deity is sitting in the jungles of Karnataka under this beautiful tree.
咁呢個神像嚟講就係呢個好靚嘅樹啦，個森林入邊呢棵咁靚嘅樹講喺入邊坐入邊啦。
The Archaeological Department of India says 2,200 years old.
咁喺根據佢哋嘅書講係2200年咁耐嘅歷史。
That's how I found him. Because for years, like I said last night, if you want to find out stuff, hang out with smart people. So I would try to find any academic professor and, archaeologist.
咁就好似我琴日提過喺度啦，你揾到啲神像嚟講，一定要係揾到一啲好專業啊，或者好叻嘅人喺度，我就從呢啲人專業嘅人士、啲叻嘅人嚟講，就揾到得識呢個神像，揾到佢。
And luckily for me, they were mostly Narasimha Bhaktas.
咁好幸運嚟講咧，好彩嚟講咧，啲全部都係你宣學嘅奉獻者。
So this particular deity of Kevala Yoga Narasimha, I heard about this deity 20 years ago.
咁呢個神像嚟講咧，其實20年前咧，我已經係聽過佢嘅事。
I could never find him.
但我係揾唔到嘅。
Because he's really deep in it's called the Western Ghats of Karnataka, very jungle, mountainous area.
咁喺嗰一帶嘅山嘅森林入邊嚟講咧，好偏遠到偏遠，好入，我先揾到佢。
And when I went there and found him, he was sitting under a tree. I was like, oh my God, we have to build them like a temple or something.
咁當我去到嗰時講，我見到坐棵樹喺度，我突然之間好似諗起嚟講，哇點會咁樣度？我哋應該將佢幫佢起一間廟喎。
So, this was kind of my, love but also ego talking.
咁你可以講係我係一種愛心，或者一種叫做係嘅假我啊、自我喺度。
So the local man who brought me there said, no. He said, so many have tried to build him a temple. So many kings, so many rich people.
咁跟住我就啲本地人聽到我咁樣講嚟講，佢話唔可以喺度。已經好多個人試過喺度，啲本地人又好，或者國外有嘗試想幫佢起間廟。
But the Lord would come in their dream and say, my temple is the jungle and all of its inhabitants, all of its creatures.
咁因為佢每一次當啲人咁樣諗嗰時講，佢就會喺你個夢嗰度報夢去講。佢話我中意係喺森林嗰度係住喺度咧，我想同我周圍呢班咁嘅居民一齊。
And every few days, the locals that will come pray to him, they will see like a black leopard sitting there, like
咁你見到嚟講咧，係本地好多啲唔單止人喺度啦，即係啲黑豹嗰啲咁都會係每幾日就有啲人真係崇拜嘅。
Sometimes they also say, oh, the leopard was worshiping him, but leopards don't have hands. So
咁你講佢咁，佢哋冇手喺度，咁有時諗嚟講就係話，佢哋講話係其實係崇拜緊佢嘅。
One of the kind of tribal ladies also came when I was with there. She was collecting wood. She also said she had witnessed a group of leopards worshiping, bowing before him.
咁佢有一個係啲土著嘅人喺度係採木喺度，咁佢講佢話我都係見過有啲咁嘅動物嚟講係咁樣係崇拜嘅。
But I still was convinced I want to, protect him.
咁但係仍然我自己諗嚟講，我真係想保護佢，我真係想起廟嘅。
So I just found him hardly just 3 years ago.
我係最近嘅就係3年前我係發現佢。
Thank God for Google Maps.
我係 Google 嘅地圖喺度搜尋。
The first country, well, first of all, most people don't know Google Maps was created by Indians.
咁好多人其實唔知道咧，其實 Google 呢個地圖嚟講咧係印度人係整出嚟嘅。
And the first country they mapped out was India.
所以首先個地圖嚟講咧，你就係整啲印度嘅地圖。
Every tiny little, only 1 meter road is mapped out.
即使嚟講好細地1米嘅距離嘅地嚟講咧，佢哋都有係畫到出嚟嘅。
It was the best thing that ever happened to India.
咁係對印度嚟講係最好嘅一樣嘢嚟嘅，佢哋所做嘅。
So I was sitting with him, and when you go in front of him, there's something that happens to you.
咁當我係行近啲喺度咧，咁坐喺身邊時嚟講，你發覺有啲係發生喺你身上。
First of all, he's in this meditative pose, and it's almost like if somebody gives you a warm hug or embrace, it feels nice momentarily.
咁好似譬如當你喺度掌定上啦，突然之間行埋你個人，好似想去觸碰你啊，想去擁抱嗰時嚟講咧，咁嗰刻嚟講你係有一啲嘅感覺。
Or somebody will, after a hard day of work, they rub your shoulders. And, it feels very nice.
咁好似譬如你係一日嘅工作好攰之後嚟講啦，咁啲人走埋嚟幫你係按摩你個背脊嗰時咧。
You feel vulnerable, but it also feels overwhelmingly like loving.
咁你會感覺到好舒服好開心喺度咧，亦都係對呢個人嚟講係感覺到係充滿愛意。
So the group I brought there was like 6 of us. And these Hindus that were with me, they were like having these ecstatic experiences just being around him.
咁當佢哋係即係羣有5、6個人喺度啦，咁一齊喺度咁樣，好似啲印度人咁樣喺度。咁當我哋去到嗰陣嚟講，我哋係十分之係激動喺度嘅，諗住可以同佢喺我身邊，喺我周圍嚟講，我哋十分之激動。
And a lot of Indians, there's fear, unnecessary fear and lies that they've created in the spiritual traditions. Yeah, they make up stuff.
咁喺呢啲印度嘅傳統有啲人嚟講都會係製造一啲所謂恐怖嘅故事喺度，編咗啲恐怖嘅故事喺度。
Or a lot of self-proclaimed gurus, they say you can only So these self-proclaimed gurus say you can only get this vibration if you get it through me.
而有啲嘅假啲 啲虛假嘅所有啲自稱自己嘅靈性導師人嚟講咧，佢哋會咁樣宣稱就話你只係能夠係從我身上，你先能夠得到呢種嘅力量。
So I was pushing these people, my friends, help me clean. Let's do abhishek. Let's, and they were like, it was such a beautiful experience to behold their hair raising, experience. Like, what do we want? We want to feel like sometimes in kirtan, ecstasy.
當你喺當時嚟講，即係有咁嘅感覺，即係譬如喺呢度法直樹，有時譬如我哋K 壇都會有咁嘅感覺。當時你去到結果就係有啲咁嘅感覺。
I remember Andrew used to say that if you catch someone else's ecstasy in kirtan, if it's real, it's more powerful.
咁我聽我啲國人講就係，當你譬如見到某啲人喺 K 壇嚟講，真係唱狂啲狀態時講，當你係感覺到你睇到時嚟講咧，你都係同樣感覺到係更加犀利。
So I wanted to steal the deity and take him.
咁其實我係想偷走呢個神像。
So I was asking my friends, listen, I'm taking him.
咁跟住講我想攞走。
You have to help me carry him down the mountain.
跟住話你可以幫我帶落山。
So he's sitting on top of a mountain, and below him there's a sacred river called Ganga Valley.
咁你係坐喺個山頂嗰度，咁係向下邊嚟講咧，原來就係有一條聖河就係行河。
This is Ganga.
咁係行河。
All it's mentioned in the Puranas. All the rishis did tapasya. It's the second Ganga.
咁喺聖經啲入邊描述嚟講，呢個係第二嘅行河，好多聖賢咧都會喺佢周圍係做苦行。
I like to call the clean Ganga.
咁我其實我想講嘅叫做係比較乾淨啲嘅行河。
And so I was telling my friends, okay, let's, so I was trying to lift him. He's unbelievably heavy.
咁我係真係想抬佢嘅，但係你想像唔到嚟講幾咁之重。
They're like, no, Dhruva, no, don't.
喺人嘅唔好啊，你千祈唔好啊。
But I was worried because in all my years, 20-something years, I was doing my research, going to temples. I would see abandoned deities, and then I would come back and he was gone.
咁我經過呢20幾年嚟講咧，咁我真係好多地方見過好多個神像。我當我係冇即係去見完嗰神像之後嚟講咧，翻咗嚟之後嚟講咧，發覺之後嚟嗰神像嚟講就係俾人抌咗，啲人唔見咗。
Or unfortunately, the Muslims would smash the head off.
就更加不幸嚟講咧，就係啲會教徒嚟講咧，會將佢打爛佢。
Many. So I was very disappointed in myself because I could have saved hundreds, thousands.
所以我係感覺到好失望嘅。咁其實有成千上百嘅神像嚟講，可能我可以係幫到佢哋，救到佢哋。
So the local guy was like screaming, "What are you doing? You can't take him."
咁跟住個本地人佢就你做乜嘢喺度啊？你唔可以攞走佢啊！
I said, "I'm not going to risk it."
但係我唔可以就咁抌低我隻狗。
So he spoke good English. He said, "Listen, Dhruva, he has been here since I was a child."
咁跟住嗰個人就同佢講，佢話：我前細路仔嗰時嚟講咧，個神像係已經喺度。
In the same spot.
同一個地點。
You cannot take him away from his devotees.
佢話你唔可以從佢嘅奉獻者嗰度攞走佢。
So I had this, just clicked, and I said, "Okay, I'll leave him."
咁馬上我哋講，即係連機捉係我唔可以咁樣做，我亦都放翻喺度。
I was just there again, 3 months ago, and he's still sitting there.
咁跟住我3個月之前再去過嗰度啦，咁佢仍然係喺度。
So this is what I was saying. In my travels, I would end up speaking to amazing devotees. So the one with the glasses was the head of the archaeological department in India.
咁我同你講過啦，咁我去就係呢個女傳媒家，我見到好多人啦。咁呢個嚟講就係一個考古學家，呢個印度嘅考古嘅專家嚟嘅。
The one on the right, Venkateshwara Swami, he is just crazy, like quadruple PhD professor. He's the head of the educational department in India. They're both retired now.
咁兩個退休，一個嚟講係教部啲日頭啲首領嚟嘅部長嗰啲嚟嘅。咁而家兩個退休。
Both extremely knowledgeable people.
係好極有學問嘅人。
Both extremely well-off, wealthy people, cultured people.
好有文化咧，都係好富裕啦。
So I was in this place in the jungle, a mutt it's called. It means ashram, mutt.
咁我喺佢哋嘅地方嚟講，佢哋叫乜？就係個係嘅住所啦，佢哋嘅修院啦。
And this brings me back to Bhima, Hanuman's brother.
咁跟住嚟講就令到我哋講係諗翻起嚟講係Bhima 哈魯維嘅兄弟。
So Bhima was a Kshatriya, and the lord of Kshatriya is Narasimha.
咁邊個嚟講？你係個剎帝利喺度啦。咁剎帝利主要嚟講咧，就係利孫啊。
So this particular ashram it's called the Bhima Narasimha. That's the name of the Narasimha.
咁呢個修院嚟講好特別嚟講，你個 Bhima 你聽下。
And I met big like Google executives, big tech billionaires. They come once a year to the ashram.
咁我聽講佢就話有啲好有錢好慘嗰啲百萬富翁、千萬富翁嚟講咧，每一年都係嚟一次呢個。
Because they have this yearly festival. It's not on Narasimha Jayanti. It's,
咁佢哋每年有一個咁嘅節日喺度。
it's when they all carry the Narasimha deities. It's not so big.
咁佢哋會係攞個你宣揚嘅神像都唔係好大個。
And they all go in the kund and they bathe with him.
跟住你
One from the hill.
No, this is
From the
another one.
temple.
Yeah. This is the not so far from the one on the hill.
咁呢個係佢哋頭先講沙甸嗰個神像係唔係好遠另一個，咁原來佢哋就將神像帶去個湖嗰度咧沐浴咧，咁你全部一齊同佢一齊沐浴。
And apparently this is the place where Bhima killed Hidimbi's brother.
咁嗰個地方嚟講就係邊個殺地係起點㗎。
So Bhima, he couldn't just, if you kill someone, there's karma, even if they're bad.
咁事實上嚟講，即使個係壞人嚟講，你殺咗你壞人嚟咧，你都係有業報。
So he had to do tapasya in this spot, and this is when Lakshmi Narasimha appeared before him.
咁因為佢做過有啲咁嘅殺咗人咧，有業報度啦，咁所以向嗰個湖嗰度做苦行度。當我做苦行嗰時嚟講，就係 Lakshmi 嘅宣揚就喺嗰度喺面前顯現。
So all these people that are connected with this ashram come. There's no and there's no comfort there. These billionaires, they have to sleep on the floor. There's no plugs to plug your cell phone, and there's only a tap with bucket, and there's a squat toilet. There's no, because this is the tradition of their forefathers of coming to worship Narasimha. You come for 2 weeks out of the year of your life and you do tapasya.
咁佢哋原來呢個傳統嚟嘅，咁即使啲咁嘅咁有錢嘅人嚟講，對嚟講咧，要跟隨翻去傳統嚟講嗰度嚟講係唔會有舒適嘅床俾你瞓喺度啦。只要你沖涼嚟講就開個水喉攞個水桶咁裝水跟住咁去沖涼嗰度，係要做呢個課係2個禮拜，一年2個禮拜。
So Professor Narasimha Swami was also telling me, he said he was confirming, how you get Narasimha is only through tapa.
咁呢個學者嚟講，即咁同佢講咧，佢點樣你可以，佢都係肯定係咁樣講啫。你因為得咗你宣後咧，就要透過苦行。
They helped me so much in my research and travels. It was amazing.
喺我旅遊方面嚟講嘅一個尋找嚟講咧，佢哋幫我好大嘅忙。
This is all mixed up in here. I didn't look on. So now I want to show you what really convinced me of him being the god of yoga.
咁而家我想係俾你睇佢呢個真真正正係說服到我點解認為宣後係神嘅瑜伽之神。
Which ones are the videos? Oh, there's a good time. Oh, I think this is so. Oh, yes. So this temple is in a village called Hulalu. You can see it's completely abandoned.
咁呢度嚟講就係一個村莊叫好哈魯，咁你發覺嚟講呢已經係遺棄咗喎。
This temple I was searching for like 17 years.
咁呢間廟嚟講咧，我係揾咗成17年。
The reason I couldn't find it is the entire temple was covered by like a hill, totally underground.
咁因為點揾唔到呢？因為佢嚟講係喺山嘅下邊嗰度咧，全部係俾個山遮住喺度嘅，咁係揾唔到。
No, sorry. Oh, yes. So look,
大家睇下，
can you see him?
睇唔睇到？睇到佢？
He's completely abandoned and covered in mold.
你睇見到已經發晒毛喺度，完全係俾佢遺棄。
1,700-year-old temple.
已經成1700年嘅廟啊！
So I've started renovating this temple, but when I found this temple after so long of hankering and desiring to find him, it blew my mind.
咁我已經花咁多時間嚟講揾你，當我見到時嚟講，完全係出於我想像嚟講，我想像唔到係咁樣。
So then I decided to, get the local villagers involved.
咁我就嘗試揾翻本地人喺度啦，咁希望我哋一齊幫手重新係再裝修個間廟。
So we had to clean him, obviously, scrub like 50 or more years of that's probably why I'm going to die early, because I breathed that mold in.
咁你見到嗰啲咁嘅毛菌、嗰啲黐光嗰啲嚟講，喺度超過50年咁長喺度。以前你見到係咁樣，你親咁擦乾淨。
See how he looks now?
你睇到而家嘅。
That's my son when he was young, and then all the local kids, I said, come, help. They were like, no, I was like, come on, let's grab them all.
咁跟住啲小朋友啦，我哋叫你，小朋友嚟㗎，你幫手喺度，咁你哋一齊幫手。
And it's such a mind-blowing experience. I don't even know how to explain it, except tell you that this year I'm taking a group of devotees to do this. Clean him, do abhishek, touch him.
所以今年我會係準備咁做，帶一班奉獻者去啦，跟住去到如果幫佢清潔喺度啦，跟住係崇拜佢。你睇幾關鍵？嗱，你幫佢沐浴。
So all of the devotees I bring there, this is what we get to do.
咁所以奉獻
Men, women, children.
咁大人啦、男啦、女啦、大人啦、小朋友啦都做。
I think last year will be the last time we can do this, because when you renovate it, then you have to put the Brahma in, and you can't do it anymore.
因為
Because then the locals will criticize.
They will take care.
Yeah, if I pay, yeah.
咁佢講到嚟講，可能舊兩年係最後一次，因為當你搞得好乾淨、市正正嚟講，就交翻你本地佢哋嗰啲婆羅門負責。咁佢話：咁個波嚟講，佢話咪你打你喺度，你俾錢。
Do you know that you see Garuda at the bottom?
等咗有邊格魯達嗰邊
Below, that's Garuda.
下邊嗰度，
See, Garuda.
好㗎，格魯達即係雀仔啊
Yeah.
，Wish 個坐騎啊，格魯達。
That's called the Pitan. Yeah. This deity is the epitome of like the god of yoga, And his belt here, you see his belt?
咁佢要打人。
The yoga pata? That's where all the demigods reside. So sometimes the demigods, their forms will be there. Shiva, Brahma. I mean, Shiva and Brahma are not demigods, but Shiva, Brahma, the all the devatas, Indra, Vayu, everybody. And this year I'm going on November 14th, I think. But look, this is about hour 40-minute drive from Bangalore.
Bangalore 係
Can we go?
Whoever wants to go, you're gonna be there, right? You have time to come. I'm going again December 19th.
不過12年會再嚟一次。
How long is the thing?
There's different
Oh,
things
okay.
I'm going.
Well, if anyone's there, you're welcome to come. It's open door.
歡迎隨時歡迎你哋係嚟參加。
Open door with the price.
I ask. I mean, generally the devotees, but if either you come on the tour, or this is what I love is that you should come and do this because he's abandoned. Obviously, you come with clean clothes, and you get to experience this, and this is my son looks forward to this every year. And I know these boys. This is Mokshit. This is his brother. Now Mokshit's in high school, so he left, but I made a deal with him. I said, why don't you worship Narasimha every day? He says, I have to go to school. I said, what if I give you allowance? And I said, what do you need? He said, I need money for school because it's a poor village, I said, how much you need? He said, 500 rupees a month. I said, I'll give you 600. So every day he was going on his little crappy phone, and he would do a puja and send me the videos. And he did this for 2.5 years, and then now he moved. So it's such a beautiful experience to be able to go there and touch the Lord. And when you do this, you understand. But it's easy to say he's the God of yoga in person, and I can say it. But when you go there and you touch him, you worship him, and there's nothing like it.
如果你直接嚟講去到嚟講係親手服務佢嘅店去判嚟講，你係兩回事。你講個小朋友嚟講，供咗有做供奉啦。
I took this one of the last trips. I took a kind of like a famous type Bollywood person, and they were a little bit in Maya. I didn't judge them, but her and her husband's lineage is Narasimha worship.
咁佢講個係叫印咗個 Bollywood 嘅啲影星喺度咧，咁同政府嚟講咧，咁係當然係你有些啲物質嘅嘢喺度，咁佢都有崇拜嘅宣傳。
Let me show you. I think this might be it. Oh yeah, cool. So look, you can see that's the temple. You see it? That's exactly what it looks like. So now, then there was a huge tree growing on top, and it fell in the back. I had to remove and renovate. I didn't want to ruin the structural integrity of the temple. It's a 1,700-year-old temple.
咁你見到嚟講有啲樹啊，啲後邊嗰度咁，因為喺啲環境啊、農村嘅建設喺度咧，咁我係唔想係將佢改變影響。
So when I first went there, it was completely covered, and there was a cobra, family of cobras living, and a black panther, they say. And I have the paw marks of the panther inside the temple.
咁我喺度好似見到嚟講咧，有一群嘅啲蛇啊、眼鏡蛇嘅家族喺嗰處，同啲黑豹喺度，咁佢哋伏咗喺度，咁可以俾你睇到係嗰情況。
And I guarantee you, underneath there is lots of treasures.
佢咁響佢下邊係更加啲寶藏，我哋係睇唔到嘅。
So the villagers just ignore him. They don't even care. He's just sitting there. And go ahead.
啲村民知道係響度，但係佢哋都唔理佢。
And they say the stupidest thing you can imagine. Oh, Narasimhadeva is very dangerous.
咁你佢講啲幾愚蠢嘅嘢，佢哋講就係話，我哋星人係好恐怖嘅神嚟。
I've heard a lot of dumb things in my life, but that has to be the top.
咁我聽過好多啲人講啲好蠢嘅説話喺度，呢個真係最愚蠢嘅講法。
God is dangerous.
神嚟講係最危險㗎嘛。
God is not here torturing all of us, killing us. We're doing that. No,
咁主嚟都唔會係虐待我哋喺度，係殺害我哋。其實我哋人類先係咁做緊。
Just to show you this again, so you can see how dirty it was when I first found it.
咁大家睇嚟講，我第一次嗰時嚟講就係咁嘅。
When I walked in by myself, I felt very shocked. Like, oh my God, I've been caught red-handed. Like I felt like a thief who had been caught by the police, but not in a bad way. Like I was a child and I snuck out of the house and I came home and my dad was waiting there.
咁我感覺嚟講就哇，完全係將我危住，最好似捉住咗個差人捉住個賊，或者我放學翻到屋企，爸爸已經喺屋企度等緊我。
Where have you been? That was a feeling I really had.
咁我感覺咁就係話等緊我翻嚟喺度就話，你去咗邊度咁耐，你而家先翻嚟喺度，有乜感覺？
Oh yeah, so now we'll look at these and we'll get an idea.
即係再睇一睇，大家睇一睇。
Oh yeah, these photos, these are very special.
啲好特別嘅圖片。
This is messed up the whole slideshow. It's supposed to be pop, 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 pop. But it's all weird. See the difference?
Wow.
睇你有咩唔同咯。
See how perfect he is? Look at, this is all the Das Avatar up here around him. Then you have the Kirti Mukh, which was a Rakshasa that the Lord blessed. And you can see, look at his fingernails here.
你睇呢啲手指啊，橫住嚟講係10個嘅化身咁。
And each finger has a ring.
咁每一個手指嚟講嘅戒指。
Look at the rings.
啲戒指。
And then look at his feet. You can put your head on his feet. They're perfect.
因為你可以係將個頭擺落去，佢係啱啱好嘅。
You see what's here in the middle of his eye?
咁你對眼中間
Do you know what that is?
係咩嚟嘅？你係知唔知？
That's Rudra Narasimha.
呢個就係 Rudra Narasimha。
So Shiva killed his son Ganesh, remember? He came back and there was this big guy in his bed. It was his son. He killed him. Anyways, Shiva, even though who he is, he still had to do tapasya for killing the boy. So Narada Muni he's always comes around and he's like, Shiva was depressed because his wife was upset and go do tapa in this certain place. Oh, sorry.
咁佢講到就係大家都聽過故事係 Lakshya 殺咗個仔嘅 Nash， 佢斬咗個頭落嚟咁即使 Lakshya 都要做苦行喺度。咁當日啦，啲 Muni 都就同講，因為嗰時太太好唔開心啦，你殺咗個仔喺度，跟住佢嚟做苦行。
And while he was meditating between the ocean and a crystal clear river, who does Shiva meditate on? Hari, always.
咁但係你知道 Lakshya 嗰時嚟講就係喺個好清澈嘅河嗰度，河岸嗰邊嚟講，做緊冥想。咁佢冥想邊咧？佢成日冥想係住 Hari。
And one of Lord Shiva's greatest pleasures is remembering the pastime of Narasimha.
咁其中一個係最中意佢想諗起嘅消時光就係主了星河嘅故事。
So Narasimha appeared before him as Yoga Narasimha, or Chintamani Yoga Narasimha, they call.
所以你需要就以一個 Chintamani Nishvina 或者 Yoga Nishvina 嘅形象喺面前出現。
So Narasimha said, "Ask me anything."
咁 Nishvina 同佢講，你可以係問我要咩嘅嘢。
And Lord Shiva said, "Don't leave me. May I always be with you."
咁跟住 Lakshya 就講佢話：唔好離開我喺度，希望你成日同我一齊。
So then Lord Shiva, some translations are a little different. I try not to speculate or tell people what I think, but some translations say then Lord Shiva went there into the third eye as Rudra.
咁有啲人就係咁講，我唔知係佢哋嘅演小説定係點樣啦。佢就話 Lakshya 嚟講咧就係變就融入咗星河嘅呢個眼變成第三眼叫 Rudra Nishvina。
Some translations say that he then just declared that you are always with me, you remain in my Rudra.
咁跟住有啲人就講話你時時同我一齊嚟講咧，你就係變成個 Rudra 手頭頂。
Giving me PTSD to remember that mold. Because it was like coming in my nose and stuff.
咁睇到你講
That was wild.
Are all of these places listed?
I've created, like if you look on Google Maps now, you can find over 1,000 temples that I pinged.
And how many of them are neglected?
Not so many. I've renovated like 500 or more. And I would say because Instagram and social media, Brahmins realize they can market God, and then they'll make up a story, and then
Do something to
they'll renovate, which means destroy the temple. Like this temple, I had to like fight because locals and rascals they'll put bathroom tiles in there. They'll literally just go and I'm like, the floor was walked on by God knows how many saints, and you're gonna, so this is one of the few remaining, but now it's in the process of unfortunately but fortunately being renovated. See, look at the difference from this.
咁頭先寶寶你講嘅話有幾多嚟講，你係有列出嚟嘅。寶寶講就係話有500點，有啲係自己加上去嘅，因為而家係有啲咁嘅宣傳嘅媒體嚟講啦，好多人嚟講就會講到啲廟嗰度。咁有啲嚟講話重新整個裝修，但係寶寶嚟講，你所謂嘅重新再搞一次嚟講，佢意思係再重新毀壞、整爛呢啲嘅廟嗰度。甚至有啲嚟講，只係整到嚟講，譬如喺嗰度係沐浴啊，之類。
You want to see? This is called Krishna stone. It's not really black. It's a bluish black with a bit of gray. It's actually living stone. They have to find where it is, and it's very auspicious. They say it's the body of Anantasesh.
咁佢哋揾出嚟，因為佢講話嚟講，啲石嚟講就係Anantasesh嗰蛇嘅嗰度嘢。
You want to see something really amazing? Look at this.
呢啲更加係神奇嘅一啲。
That's from the side.
因為側邊係影埋。
As devotees, we are never able to see the deity like this unless we're the pujari on the altar.
咁如果真係奉者嚟講咧，我哋係好難係以咁嘅方向嚟講睇到神，除非你係菩薩嘅祭司先可以睇到。
See how he's sitting like the god of yoga? There's no other demigod, incarnation, god, anyone that has this form of yoga anything. It's only him. Yoga Narasimhadeva.
冇一個係神嘅形象，如果係似咁嘅神嘅瑜伽咁嘅坐姿嘅形式係坐喺度，咁似嗰啲宣學先有咁樣嘅。
See his nails?
睇到啲指甲。
Not so clear, huh? But anyway, you get the picture.
Who would have made, like, you said that, 1,000 or so temples? Were they all sort of made in a similar era? Historical or over a period of 1,000 years? Or?
The dynasties, so you have the Vijayanagar, Cholas, Pallavas, Choras, Guptas, the different Maharati dynasties. They were kind of around the same. I mean, the Choras is like 3,000 plus years. Cholas 2,500. So they, within their region, would build, like the Cholas, that's all Tamil Nadu, like Srirangam, Balaji and all that. So, yeah, they were kind of just, either their parents built the temple, then they wanted to add on to it or make it bigger. So a lot of these temples were built, this was built by a king in the Hoysala dynasty. They were all Narasimhadeva's.
咁佢講到其實唔同嘅王朝嚟講，有啲會係個國王會起一啲嘅廟喺度啊，咁啊數咗好多唔同嘅王朝嚟講。有啲嚟講喺個王朝側邊嗰度加建喺度擴大間廟啊，好似譬如而家講呢個就係個專個王朝嚟啦。
You can see his perfect toes and his perfect feet. This is what blew me.
你睇到個腳趾喺度。
This is what blew my mind because you can massage his feet. Like literally, just, you know, it's out of this world. There's nothing like it. So I hope this year definitely, I hope still next year one more I can do, but anyways, for sure this year. And being able to touch the nails, and it's just, yeah, you'll leave and like dream about this for weeks and months. It's like it's even still I get that Bollywood star and her husband, they'll write me, oh, dude, I woke up last night sweating because remembering, like, I have to go back. So when I go in November, they're coming. Like, it's so amazing.
咁佢話去到嚟講，你個親戚啲嚟講咧，你夢寐以求啲你做完一次嚟講咧，你好大嘅個感受喺度。佢成日講到個荷里活玻璃活明星啲樣度啦。佢跟住同佢講話，我夜晚發完夢之後，跟住成身汗度啊，我個感覺連嘢一滴在落喺度。跟住佢講，我下一次再想佢今年嚟講，會同你再去嗰個地方一次。
So this Swamiji is one of my favorites. Let me find.
呢個 Swamiji 我最中意嘅其中一個。
So this deity, this particular, let me show you the deity of him.
咁呢個好特別，我要睇睇個呢個神像。
So you would think he's gigantic, right?
你睇到以為好大座啦。
But let me show you how big he is.
我俾你睇睇究竟係幾大。
He's very beautiful, this deity.
好靚嘅呢個神像。
He's called Machuri Yoga Narasimhadeva. Now this deity, the temple was they're saying over 2,000 years old, and the temple was completely in ruins. The pillars had fallen, the roof had fallen, but he was not damaged.
咁佢講呢間廟已經超過2000年度，入邊啲裝修嘢、啲樹啊，全部係冧晒喺度。但係唯一個神像嚟講係毫無損失，即係乜嘢都冇損壞嘅。
So the local family who were they're the lineage of the kings. They found Narasimha and they didn't know what to do with him, so they gave him to the local police station.
有啲人即係嗰個一個世代流傳落嚟嘅家族嗰度咧，就揾到即係見到呢個神像，但係佢哋唔知點樣做，於是就將個神像就攞咗去警局㗎。
And they said, our children are young, we need to concentrate on making money, but when they get older, we will build a temple for him and you give him back to us.
咁跟住你講話我哋而家要再揾錢度啦，等我哋揾到個錢時講咧，跟住我哋賺夠錢啦，跟住你先俾翻個神像俾我哋啦。
So his name was Police Narasimha.
所以個名叫 Police Narasimha，因為係攞去俾公安局啊，攞去警察局嗰度，所以叫 Police Narasimha。
This guy here, my friend Balaji, he's a mafia gangster, big gangster man. So he's in the lineage of the Vaishala kings that worshipped him.
咁呢個係我朋友嚟嘅，咁佢個啲黑手黨啲人喺度，咁佢係嗰個傳承落嚟嘅個家族喺度，咁佢係崇拜緊個神像。
He speaks English, so I went there. I said, "Oh, Yoga Narasimha." He said, "No, Police Narasimha."
佢當我嗰時講，佢第一個喺度叫 Yoga Narasimha，佢快賣呢個叫做係Police Narasimha。
I said, "Are you crazy? He has the yoga pata. He's in yoga meditation."
咁你見到你講佢有個瑜伽嘅擺嘅，即係佢瑜伽嘅坐姿啊。
And then he told me the story how he ended up at the police station for like 10 years. At the front, when you walk in, he was just sitting on a desk.
咁跟住你講佢擺差咗，擺警察局嚟講成10年喺度。你入警察局嚟講，警察局嚟講，你見到佢擺張台喺前面，你入去就見到。
And I met the head of the police station, and he would say they would bring in these bad criminals.
咁跟住佢哋講話要將佢擺翻入去嗰個，見到嗰個警察局嗰邊嗰啲，然後要將佢擺翻入去嗰個。
They're in their handcuffs, struggling and fighting, and they go inside and they see Narasimha, and all of a sudden, oh.
佢話呢啲將佢帶入嗰啲個囚室嗰度嚟講，呢啲囚犯嚟講啊，一見到嚟講即刻好尊敬，全部係向警察。
Because criminals can still respect God.
因為即使係啲罪犯都喺度咧，見到你宣下嚟講，你哋都好尊敬。
So then, the police head of the police chief said, in those 10 years, there was like 5 criminals.
嗰個警長就咁講，喺呢10年嚟講咧，當你宣喺度時講，
He made that district so peaceful
有嗰度冇乜人犯，嗰10年嚟講好似有5個罪犯喺度，咁啊令到嗰度幾咁先係和平嘅地方。
that the chief of police, they had nothing to do, so then he would started doing puja.
所以喺警察局嗰啲警長嚟講，因為冇嘢做喺度嗰時，開始佢哋嚟講就點就崇拜列宣。
And thank you, Dhruva. And thank you so much. So Balaji, my gangster friend, and his family came and said, "Okay, now we have financial stability. We want to build a new temple for him." And the police just said, "Absolutely not. He's ours."
咁所以當呢個佢朋友巴拉豬喺度就有翻經濟嘅能力之後咧，就同嗰個警長咁講到，而家我哋有啲能力喺度啦，咁我想接翻佢走嗰度，我想起翻間廟俾佢，但係嗰個警長嚟講就唔得，呢個係我哋嘅，我差佬嘅，我唔俾得你。
And there was big fighting.
咁之間嚟講
For
咧
like a year, Balaji was going to blow up the police station to get Narasimha.
咁所以維持咗成年喺度，佢哋係喺度爭喺度咁。嗰個巴拉豬嚟講，甚至想炸咗間警局嚟攞翻個神像。
So this beautiful Swamiji here, I'm so bad with names. Where is So Yatiraj Narayanan Swami, he was also one of, he was in ISKCON for a while actually. He was very close with Harisman, with Bhakti. He was the head Brahmin of Melkoti for like 50 years. Yoga Narasimha Melkoti.
咁佢係喺個瑜伽廟嚟講，係佢同之前都幾係熟喺度嘅，咁喺嗰度一間廟啦，你宣揚咗係成50年咁樣。
Because of him, he was the guru of the police chief's wife.
因為呢個 Swami 嚟講就啱啱係嗰個警長嘅太太嘅靈性導師。
So they worked it out and they established this. And I had wanted to meet him for years. He was one of the few Swamijis I never met.
咁佢因為由於佢嘅幫助之下嚟講，就係哋係傾掂咗數啦。咁所以呢個方面嚟講，其實我想見佢好耐喺度，但係始終揾唔到機會喺度。
He has a PhD in thank you so much. He has a PhD in Sanskrit and Indian iconography, which is the history of statues and stuff in India.
咁佢係一個梵文嘅學者喺度啦，咁亦都係神像嗰個專家。
So through him, the temple was there, and I met him, and he carries a deity of Yoga Bhoga Lakshmi Narasimha.
咁佢係透過佢自己手上嚟講有一個叫 Yoga Bhoga Lakshmi。
Over 1,000 years old.
嗰個神像嚟講，佢帶住嗰個神像嚟講已經超過成1000年。
Remember, I told you can have a deity of Narasimha with you all the time. You can carry them in your purse, bring them to work with you. And this Swami and many other Swamis are that example. They carry it everywhere they go. Obviously not the bathroom, but everywhere they go, they carry it.
所以我同你講過，你其實可以將神像係帶喺身邊嗰度，我哋啲工作又去邊度都帶喺身上。所以你見到呢啲，首先講嘅 Swami 咁亦都係喺度，好多人你哋都係將神像帶喺身邊，去到邊度帶到邊度。咁當然啦，唔好帶入洗手間咁樣。
So I'm just gonna have to open. I guess I just have to open some of these.
We have a picture of the temple now.
Unfortunately, it's not on there. It's not. It's a cement. They didn't, because the old temple was all the stone pillars. They broke in half, and then the local villagers just stole them all and ground them up and used them to build their homes. So they just built a very simple. Okay, let me see here. JPEG.
因為舊間廟嚟講咧，啲石頭已經俾啲村民攞晒自己用喺度起屋，咁所以係冇晒。咁新嗰地嚟講係仲未起好嗰度咧，即係啲石屎地啊咁有石屎。
Now this is a very special temple. Let me
呢個都係一間好特別嘅廟。
Okay, so here we have a beautiful temple. This deity is called Hulalu Yoga Narasimha.
Hulalu Yoga Narasimha 呢個好特別嘅一個神像。
See him?
睇到。
So, no, sorry, not Hulalu. Excuse me. Agara Narasimha. He's actually the first deity in this book.
咁呢個其實喺呢本書入邊嘅第一個神像。
Pretty amazing, huh? So, you see?
呢個就係個神像，睇到。
Yeah, how beautiful he is.
幾靚。
So Agara, it means the remover of poison. It means the remover of poison.
咁呢個字嘅意思嚟講就係話將啲毒係全部係清除消除晒。
So a great king of the Hoysala dynasty was Raja Lakshmi Narasimha. He was traveling. Back then they traveled by horse or elephant or bullock cart.
咁個國王嚟講啦，佢係用啲牛車啊或者馬嚟講係旅遊喺度啦。
He was traveling and they set up his tent, and in the middle of the night, the cobra bit him.
咁當呢個國王嚟講咧，喺森林嗰度半夜嘅時候，就喺嗰度係駐紮落嚟咁樣。咁但係當陣時突然之間半夜咧就俾一條毒蛇咬佢。
So he knew he was going to die.
咁佢知道嚟講佢將近死亡。
And the local Brahmin, who was also like a witch doctor.
咁你知道佢本地嘅旁就好似一啲巫師咁樣。
I think in Hong Kong, when I was walking, I saw all these medicine shops. They used to have this. Remember, you told me the guy, he created like this medicine and cool stuff, you know.
咁好似我見到香港都好多啲藥材鋪嗰度、啲中藥鋪嗰度，自己係整啲藥材喺度啊。
So in this village, this doctor came to the king and he said, "You will die. The only thing you can do is take shelter of Narasimhadeva."
跟住呢個醫生嚟講就同嗰個國王講到話，你要將近會死嗰度啊，唯一你能夠做到咧就係托起咗你傷口。
So he did. He started meditating, and the Lord took away his poison.
咁開始佢係冥想為主，嗱跟住發覺主你宣係將佢嘅毒係吸走。
So then he built this beautiful temple for the Lord.
於是就喺呢啲咁靚嘅廟啦，幫主。
Can't really see it, but anyways, yeah. Small, very small, all stone, beautiful.
全部都係你見啲石柱啦，好細嘅。
And this is a very special temple because you'll see so many ladies come and they pray that he removes the poison from their lives.
咁你可以見到好多女士仔崇拜喺度，咁佢哋都會祈求你，因為將佢生命上面嘅啲毒素、啲毒物全部將佢清除。
Why wouldn't only women?
It's just because that's what happened. The women are in charge of the household, you know, so they would come and pray that, or if there was a snake bite, they would bring the child to Narasimha and he would cure them. That's the legend they have, but it's mostly women. Yeah.
佢多數都係女士，因為你知女士多數係管屋企喺度啦，咁仲有家庭細務喺度。咁除咗女士，有時有啲小朋友，你屋企嘅小朋友俾蛇咬到咧，咁佢就帶呢間廟度係祈禱嘅拜孫嗰啲。
Oh yeah, here he is. You can see him. Look how magnificent he looks.
幾靚！
I mean, he's just, look, he's one of my favorites, this one. Agra, if you missed it. Agra means a king was bit by a snake. The doctor said your only chance is meditating on Narasimha because he's the remover of poison. Narasimha took the poison and then he built this beautiful temple and made this deity about 1150 years ago from the Hoysala dynasty. So
most of the temples are in the southern part of India, it seems.
that's the distance. In Vrindavan, there's like 100. Most people don't even know.
But I mean that old.
No, Vrindavan. I mean, the oldest temple in Vrindavan. Yeah, the oldest temple including Nandagram Varshana. Oldest temple in the area is Nanda Maharaj's Nrsimhadevi, 5,000 years old. Not any of the temples in Vrindavan are that old. In Varanasi, the oldest temple is a Nrsimha temple. Badrinath's actually a Nrsimha temple. The place where Shiva meditates, what's the other one called? There's Badrinath, Kedarnath. He was there meditating on Narayan and Nrsimha appeared. Gujarat, there's like 1,000 Nrsimha temples. But they're not, oh no, they are. The temple behind Bet Dwarka, yeah, about 1,000 years old.
So they're evenly
Yeah.
located in that.
One of the oldest is up in, where is it? Past Rishikesh going towards, there's a temple that's, the archaeological department says is 2,700 years old. It's Nrsimhadev is like in bronze, you know, it's awesome. But he's like influenced by the Tibetan Buddhists. Amazing, like he's just curly hair and it's wild, you know. But this was one of my favorites because of, oh look, I forgot this is the police Narasimha. When they reinstalled him, you see how he's sitting in the water? This is what they do when they reinstall or install a deity. he'll sit in different types of grains. He's covered by grains for some 30 days, 15 days, 65 days, and then he sits in water, and preferably Ganga water.
咁跟住呢個就係頭先講向差館我翻嚟嗰個，
So I got to touch him.
佢會係先放啲五穀嗰度啦，跟住再攞啲清水，跟住就行河水度再浸一段時間先再重咧安放翻。
This is one of my favorite ones. The king of Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. Look how big he is, huh? Like, see, I was saying earlier that the dynasties, the Cholas, they didn't want small Narasimhadeva.
好似呢個國王啲王朝嚟講，佢啲神像都好高大嘅，唔中意細嘅神像。
Like the Panchatapa was the size of that would be the size the Cholas would make Panchatapa. You know, huge
咁呢個就好
Panchatapa.
似我哋見到五聖體喺度啦，嗰係幾咁之大嗰個五聖體喺度。咁呢個就係佢哋嗰個神像，如果你係咁大。
And you know, again, every temple I went to, it was, when I was young, they would keep saying, God of yoga, God. And at first, I didn't really get it until I was much older and I started reading more and stuff that the acharyas spoke about. And I was like, oh my God, duh.
咁我細嗰陣時嚟講咧，我唔知道嗰啲成日講，我淨係講咩瑜伽之神啊、瑜伽之神咁。但係當我長大之後，我再睇多啲嘅書之後嚟講，我知道哦，原來係咁樣。
These pictures that you're showing here today, at least, the styles, the carving styles seem to be more or less similar.
Because this is kind of mainly the second book, and I focused on, well, I guess I focused on my favorite ones. Yeah.
That's one. But there are, and they're mostly located in the south.
Yeah, this second book is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Yeah. The northern form that's mostly worshipped is Ugra.
咁佢頭先提到就係南印度，北印度咁佢話其實Prabhu講就係南印度比較多嘅，其實南印度北印度都有，但係佢哋有分平均嘅分佈。咁跟住問佢嗰個坐姿係咪好似全部都係咁嘅姿勢喺度？咁Prabhu講到話嚟講南邊嗰啲可能都係啲同喺自己比較集中嘅呢方面咁嘅姿勢嘅神像。咁我睇到嗰樣嘢咧，北印度嚟講咧，就北方嘅嚟講咧比較集中係 Ugra 嘅宣下嗰個形象。
So this one is another one when I go take my tour there that we go and we worship him.
咁呢個就係我哋一個旅程去到嗰時嚟講啦。咁我去到係崇拜佢嘅其中一個神像。
You can see there's Sri Devi and Bhu Devi on this side, unfortunately. Sri Devi and Bhu Devi. And this deity was also completely covered by a hill. And a farmer was growing corn for centuries. It was part of this farm, and there was just this little hill. And but in the past 5 years ago, they kept hearing like a roaring sound, and Narasimha was coming in their dreams. Why are you not coming to worship me?
咁其實呢個真係俾啲嘢地方遮蔽喺度，出面嘅遮蔽喺個山後邊睇唔到咁樣。咁但係你見到其實有兩個神像，一個嚟講就係笠住，一個嚟講係鋪地後生度兩邊，一人一邊一人一邊。咁係大約5年度咧，係聽到佢哋一啲好大嘅叫聲度，咁就佢哋宣就同佢哋講話點解你唔崇拜我？
So all the villagers got together and they excavated the temple and they found 2 deities of Narasimha, 1 deity of Krishna and 1 deity of Narayan.
咁於是啲村民嚟講咧，因為村嘅部門同佢講嘅，於是佢哋就成班村民走去嗰度掘啦。咁於是揾到一個村嘅啲一個 Krishna，啲一個揾到你個 Narayan 嘅形象。
And again, you can see up in his third eye is Shiva. And we're going to go worship him, clean him, do Abhishek.
咁你見到你有第三眼咧，就係落書喺度嘅。咁我哋去到嚟講咧，你係清潔佢啦，係崇拜佢啦，係。
So this Swamiji, he is from the Madhva Mat. And it's hard to see this deity. They don't really let anybody see, but I'll zoom in, not to his belly. Can you see in his hands?
睇到佢手上嗰度嘅神像係好少俾人睇嘅度，呢個 Madhva。
So Madhvacharya, before he left this world, gave his principal 8 sannyasi disciples, each not a Krishna deity, a Narasimhadeva deity.
咁 Mother Charlie 當佢離開身體嚟講咧，佢係將8個神像俾佢哋主要8個門徒喺度。咁佢對呢個神像嚟講唔係 Krishna 神像，係 Narasimha 嘅神像。
And I've known this guy for a long time, and he would, because I'm a white dude, and they think we're like Chandala Sudras, you know, they don't talk to us. He would never talk to me. And I was just going to ask them about Narasimha.
咁其實我識嗰啲人好耐度，但係開頭佢唔同我講嘅，你以為我哋係食肉嘅人喺度啊，又成喺度啊。咁當我有一次走去同佢哋傾關於問佢關於Narasimha嘅嘢。
So you can see here, I brought him my first book, which is here.
咁你喺呢度嚟講，我就將我第一本書出版之後，跟住我帶俾佢。
And then all of a sudden, after 18 years, he spoke perfect English.
咁喺18年之後嚟講咧，跟住講得好完美嘅英文。
And he said, he was crying. He was looking at the book, crying. And he said, so what can I do for you?
當我睇本書嚟講咧，好感動啦，跟住流下眼淚，跟住就問我可以為你做啲乜嘢？
I said, you speak English all this time?
原來你係真係識，其實時時你都可以講英文嘅。
He said, forget about the past.
所以我哋唔好再講翻之前嗰啲嘢。
How can I serve you with this project?
佢話而家係你做緊呢個項目，我點樣可以係幫你
I said, listen, Swami, why did Madhva Acharya say Narasimha is the god of yoga? Please give me this explanation.
跟住你可唔可以解釋俾我聽點解 Mother Acharya 嚟講叫 Narasimha 嚟講叫係瑜伽之神？
And then he talked away before he wouldn't even look at me.
開頭好似嚟講，佢望都唔望我一眼，但係當知道了解多啲之後嚟講咧，你就開始係解釋俾我聽。
This happened a lot, you know, but I never cared. I didn't take it personally. It's just, you know, some people are like that, and you got to respect them.
咁有啲人就係咁樣度，咁你要尊敬嗰度啦。即使你咁樣對你嚟講都冇辦法。
So this little deity here is called an utsava, small deity. So a lot of Narasimhadeva temples had utsavas, but they were all stolen over the years. You know?
咁佢話每一個廟嚟都係一個細嘅屋嘅屋上嘅神像喺度啦。咁但係好多嚟講都係俾人偷走。
And so that's been one of my missions as well, is renovating, is reestablishing their utsava.
咁其中一個我個使命嚟講咧，就重新再供奉翻、安放翻呢啲神像。
So this is one of those, and obviously you see the massive yoga Narasimha in the background.
咁當然你睇到背後嚟講個好大座嘅瑜伽之神嘅星河。
This is an abandoned temple, but I knew this Brahmin's father's great-great-grandfather when I was young.
咁當細嗰陣時，其實我認識呢個婆羅門嘅曾祖父，佢爸爸嘅爸爸嘅爸爸嘅爸爸。
He lived 107.
佢
He died on Narasimha Jayanti at age 107.
佢喺107歲嚟咗身體，係你宣揚嗰個慶祝佢生日嚟嗰時係嚟咗身體。
I missed him by one day.
我係遲咗一日見佢。
And he was such an example of a yogi. He would go every morning, even though they wouldn't help him. It's an abandoned temple. He would go and do his pranayama. He would do yoga for like 2 hours there, even up till age 107.
你諗即係咁大年紀都好咧，每日嚟講都會走去嗰度做瑜伽，做啲氣叫做係瑜伽嘅調息啊、練氣嗰啲。做2個鐘頭。
Let's see what else. Where's all my photos here? So many of them are missing. No, I saw this. Okay. And I want to show you some stuff from the book. So I don't know if any of you like museums. I love museums since I was a kid. I
咁
love
我唔知你
museums.
哋係點樣對即係點樣睇法咧？對呢個博物館咁，我係從細個我就好中意啲博物館，
So, but I'm not an academic.
但係我唔係一個專業嘅人士。
I always joke with Krishna Kshetra Swami about this because he became an academic, and I was always anti-academia.
咁我反而我係即係好似我講嘅 Krishna Kshetra Swami 係一個學者咧，一個專家咁啦。好多時嚟講，我係同佢講笑。
But one of the most important things I wanted for this book was to show the importance of Yoga Narasimha in iconography, imagery, you know.
咁我係好想嚟講係 介紹俾啲人知道你宣傳，如果跟住宣傳活動啊啲方面。
So every museum in the world
咁每一個世界上嘅個博物館
has a section on Hindu idols.
都會有一部分嚟講咧係介紹印度嘅一個啲神像。
And they have millions of Krishna, Shiva, Ram, Durga, Kali.
咁佢有成千上百嚟講有Krishna、Rama、Shiva、Durga 啲咁嘅像。
And they always have one Narasimha deity.
咁通常我哋會有一個係會宣揚嗰啲嘅神像。
Do you know what that form is? Most museums. I'm talking about the Louvre in Paris, the Met in New York, the LACMA in Los Angeles. I mean, the biggest museums in the planet. Their most prized possession in Hindu iconography is Narasimha.
咁我講嘅主要嘅博物館，譬如法國又好，英國又好咁。咁一個嘅主要嘅，佢哋認為印度呢個主要嘅神像嚟講咧，收藏品佢哋係覺得嚟講又係宣。
So I wrote them for years. They ignored me. I called them.
咁我係寫信俾佢哋喺度啦，但係佢哋係唔理我度啦。我亦都係試過聯絡，係打俾佢哋啦，佢哋都唔理我。
They were like, "Who are you? What's your qualification?"
咁跟住講你係邊一位喺度啊？佢哋
And I said, "Well, I want to like photograph. Look, Oxford.
咁呢度佢係牛津，
Nobody gets into Oxford unless you're from Oxford.
咁呢個係安舒入邊嘅牛津嘅一個博物館啦。
Oxford has the only Narasimha deity in history made of terracotta that's still in perfect condition.
咁你睇到嚟講，我唔知呢個係咩材料喺度，佢係做個神像係唯一一個神像係用呢個材料做。
So they ignored me, so I kind of gave up, but I had one last effort before I started this book about 3 years ago.
咁我係鍥而不捨喺度啦。咁最後嚟講，我係為咗請呢之前嚟講咧，我不斷咁係做落去，嚟跟進落去。
I said I'm going to send them all my first book.
咁跟住我就將第一本書嚟講係寄過去。
And then all of a sudden, one by one, I was getting phone calls from each museum in the world.
跟住，當我咁樣做之後嚟講咧，我係陸續到嚟講係接到啲唔同嘅博物館嘅來電。
Look, there's the Met. Everybody knows the Met in Los Angeles.
咁樣呢個係
Los Angeles County Museum.
洛杉磯嘅一個博物館。
And then Cleveland. This is the Louvre. Probably one of the oldest deities in ever that's in a museum. This is like 2,500 years old.
咁呢個喺博物館嚟講最耐嘅一個歷史嘅一個收藏品喺度咧，就2500年嘅歷史。
So none of them, you know, in the beginning, they were very difficult, but then they started saying, "Oh, sir, we got your book. It's really amazing. Like, how can we help you?"
咁開頭嚟講個個都好似係唔理佢㗎啦。咁當佢哋係收到佢嘅書之後，跟住佢哋跟住嚟講覺得啲人係好驚歎，就講話我點樣可以係幫你？
And these were the big shot professors, the heads of the department.
咁你見到呢啲人嚟講，全部係啲好頂端嘅一啲咁嘅教授喺度啊，或者係圖書啲博物館嗰啲管理人啊。
And they told me, "We've been trying to find out information about the subject matter for years."
所以我哋想其實揾呢個題目嘅資料嚟講咧，經好多年嘅想揾呢啲資料嘅。
And they said, "You know, he's the yoga god."
咁你知道啦，佢就係瑜伽嘅神。
And if you look at their museums, before I was even talking about it, they have idols of him, some of these museums for 30, 40 years, and his title was God of Yoga.
咁當佢即係碰到呢啲咁嘅博物館嘅人之前嚟講咧，佢哋呢個像嚟講已經係擺嚟30-40年度，咁佢哋係將呢個神像嘅下邊嘅名字嗰個叫做瑜伽之神。
They were like, "So what do you need from us?" And I said, "Well, sir, ma'am, you have a Yoga Narasimha idol. I'm writing a book. Can I have your idol in my book?"
咁跟住佢就同我講：我點可以幫你喺度？咁我就同佢講啦，我準備想出一本書嚟講係講瑜伽之神。
Sorry,
咁我喺博物館嗰度，
my leg fell asleep.
咁我喺博物館嗰度嚟講，如果啲博物館有呢方面嘅資料嚟講咧，我想係用你嘅資料係放喺我出版嗰本書嘅內容入邊。
And I said, "I want to do a collaboration with you in my book." Is that okay?
可唔可以我將呢個敘述嘅描述喺呢個書入邊都係介紹個描述嘅？
They said, of course, and obviously I had to go about it properly. In there, you have to pay for licensing, you have to pay for copyrights, I had to pay for all the new photography, everything.
咁當然啦，你要根據呢個正當嘅程序做啊，譬如係啲版權費啲其他嘅關於呢方面嘅費用，你都要係俾佢哋。
But the amazing thing about it is I got to put their name and logo in the book, which is like unheard of.
咁跟住嚟講就係要係擺一啲佢哋嗰個本嘅資料嗰度啊，譬如有啲資料講係有時有啲人未聽過咁。
I got their full support, and this book will be in all of the museums, not just in their library, but in their shops.
咁我係好在喺度咧，就係得到翻嚟嘅幫助嚟講就係話呢本書嚟講唔單止係放喺博物館嗰度啦，甚至乎喺佢哋嗰啲紀念品嘅售賣店嚟講咧，佢哋都係擺喺度係賣嘅。
And it makes me happy because if it wasn't for this man, amazing Srila Prabhupada, my parents wouldn't know about Narasimha, and I wouldn't know about Narasimha.
咁如果要冇呢位人喺聖巴巴嚟講咧，咁我父母親嚟講唔會認識你宣文啦，而我嚟講係亦都係唔會認識你宣文。
So incredibly, they don't take kind of religious books, but this book is kind of not a trick. It's just stating who's the god of yoga.
咁如果唔係咁樣嚟講，佢都唔會係攞佢哋關於宗教方面嘅書籍喺度。咁但係而家佢哋以一個瑜伽之神嘅名義講去接受呢本書。
So that is an amazing section in the book. All these museums and auction houses, and they were so open to help, even though just that section alone cost me like a lot of money, like almost $40,000 because even though they wanted to help, they still have their regulations,
咁好多呢啲咁嘅博物館嚟講咧，咁佢哋係幫助。咁礙於呢個手續上程序上嚟講咧，咁佢哋係跟住咁嘅。雖然佢哋想幫我，但係都要俾呢方面嘅費用，成4-5萬蚊美金，所以我付出嚟好多咁樣。
And the coolest thing was that sometimes the photography would be like $1,500, $2,000, and they were always so kind. They said, "Look, just let me figure something out, And they would always help me. They would always say, "Hey, listen, we'll say we're gonna we'll say we're gonna give you one photo, but we'll give you 4, and so just pay $500." And then they would give me so many amazing things like that happen.
好多你係故意想唔到嘅好神奇嘅事情發生，好似佢有啲攝影師啦，咁佢哋係收好貴，成1,500啊、2,000蚊喺度。咁但係當我同我拍相時嚟講，你好啦我哋另外同你再計喺度啦。跟住佢有時幫你佢又用幫你影一張相，而家我幫你影4張相，跟住話算啦，俾500蚊算啦。
The funniest one was the British Museum, which has stolen everything from everyone, bless their hearts. One of their main, he was a guy who was, under the museum, there's 6 floors of treasures from India and here and everywhere, mainly Asia. This young man is in charge of recataloguing everything, going through all the vaults.
咁佢講到話，你知英國嗰個第一博物館嚟講，可以係全世界攞走好多呢啲文物喺度啦，咁仲有印度啊、中國啊喺度。咁佢又認識點解嚟講個負責嚟講，全部係點樣重新配置呢啲咁嘅物品嘅人。
So I was bugging him for years.
咁其實我係想係同呢個人傾嘅話，揾你好耐。
And they have a lot of Narasimhadevas, but not Yoga Narasimha.
佢哋其實有好多你宣入嘅形象喺度，但係唔係yoga 宣入呢個形象。
But one day he sent me a message on WhatsApp.
咁有一次咧，有一日咧就喺 WhatsApp 嗰度嚟講係同我發出呢個信息俾我。
With a photo, and he said, "I found him, Yoga God."
跟住我
I think I found him.
我諗我揾到嘅就係呢幅相，呢個就係瑜伽之神。
It was 2 months before I had to go to print, so it was perfect timing.
啱嗰陣係2個月之後準備出嗰本書，咁啱啱個時間教得好好，就嗰段時間嚟講係出現。
So, getting back to him being the god of yoga, the Brahma says this, Shiva says this, the Saptarishis say this, Nararishi says this.
咁我頭先講啦，咁係攞羅馬攞書嗰度啊，七位聖賢所以那帝亦都係咁樣係講到佢係瑜伽之神。
That's why he's the only form of the Lord that is worshipped in this form where it's yoga, then Narasimha.
所以呢個就係其中個形象嚟講，以咁嘅坐姿，有咁嘅形象啦，其實以宣揚以一個瑜伽嘅坐姿咁崇拜。
So it also helped me, now in the world, yoga is very butchered. They've ruined yoga. They made it more about health, which it is very healthy, instead of the soul and the health.
咁而家你知世界好多人嚟講，佢集中佢一提到瑜伽，淨係知道嚟講就係健康啊、做運動嗰度。咁但係其實我哋知道嚟講咧，除咗身體之外，我哋嘅心意啊，我哋其他方面嚟講係需要瑜伽。
So the book I kept it very simple, like A, B, C.
所以呢本書我一個好簡單嘅介紹，即英文嘅 ABC 嚟開始。
It's not just for us or for Hindus. It's for anyone who wants to know the origins of the god of yoga, his amazing man lion, and he protected the child.
咁就係任何人喺度啦，都可以睇呢本書，話唔係一定係宗教人士喺度。咁入邊講述到嚟講，就係一個半人半私人點樣保護小朋友啊。
So, anybody have any questions or comments?
大家有冇咩嘅問題或者係評論？
So the second book is all about the different yoga Narasimha deities.
Yep.
Including their temples and descriptions and such.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Like
第二本書嚟講就係講到係其他唔同嘅你宣達嘅形象喺度，咁亦都有關於呢啲形象嘅一個描述。
So starts off with Karnataka, then Orissa. Orissa's I have to tell you this one story. So you have Karnataka, Maharashtra, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. I could have done more, but I can't. It's a huge book.
咁我會講係唔同嘅地區、唔同嘅區域嚟講好多唔同嘅你宣達嘅神像喺度。
And each state, I wanted to represent the state's language, a little bit of their archaeological history, and then the state symbol. So.
咁即係介紹咁個區域唔同嘅，譬如佢哋嘅象徵嘅一個標誌啊，咁我哋係。
This is Kannada language for yoga Narasimha.
咁呢個歷史佢哋嗰個，因為印度好多唔同嘅地方嚟講，有唔同嘅文字、唔同嘅語言。
So the next state after Karnataka is Maharashtra, and Maharashtra is incredible because the forms of Narasimha are mind-blowing. See?
你睇到呢個另一個地區嚟講嘅神像，你估唔到佢係咁樣度嘅神像。
So this queen from the Maharashtrian dynasty, she was worshipper of Narasimha. Her husband was more inclined to Lord Ram.
咁呢個皇后嚟講，你自己本人嚟講就係好中意係 worship 嘅，而佢丈夫嚟講咧係比較偏向係中意崇拜 Lord Ram 主 Ram。
Yeah. So, normally the wife has to kind of submit to the husband's god, but she said, when she got married, she said, listen up, buddy. I only worship Narasimha, nobody else.
咁通常嚟講咧，太太嚟講應該會係服從丈夫度咯。咁但係佢同佢丈夫就咁講到咧，佢話我要同你開出個條件先。咁我係崇拜係主要先行。
So her husband, he got very ill. This is a nice little painting where she is walking him to see Narasimha, and he was dying from a terrible disease. So he asked his wife, my dear love, she asked him, my dear love, what can I do for you when you are no more?
咁跟住佢丈夫有一次病得好犀利喺度啦，咁跟住太太就走去問佢丈夫喺度啦，佢話究竟可以係你唔喺度，我可以再做啲乜嘢咧？
Yeah, he said, worship Narasimha to your last breath. And she did. She passed away right here in front of me while she was offering a lamp. It's in the chronology of this dynasty, written by the art.
咁喺嗰個歷史嘅呢個王朝嘅呢個國家嘅編年史入邊講到， 即係太太嚟講，真係到最後嗰啖氣嘅，都係崇拜緊你升呢嘅，都唔係崇拜緊時嚟講係離開身體。
It's pretty mind blowing actually.
係意想唔到。
And then one of my favorite states, Orissa, which Orissa is not the god of Orissa is not Jagannath. This is a big misconception. So.
咁佢話呢個係另外一個就 Orissa 呢個地區嗰度啦。咁一般人以為嚟講 Orissa 一定係真係喺度
The
啦。
god of Orissa is Lord Narasimha, who is Jagannath.
咁佢話其實呢個係佢嘅主人嚟講就係 Narasimha，佢先係呢個地區嘅主人。
So in Orissa, some temples, especially Jagannath, they don't let you take photos. This is near the Gundicha temple. It's called Yagya Narasimha.
咁呢個嚟講係個近嗰個個廟嗰度嚟真係廟嗰度嚟講嘅係。
This is where they say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted Ito Nishima Purato Nishima.
呢個就係一間廟嚟講，你知一攤嘢去到嚟講就唱我頭先話土文嗰個先。
And here's the story.
呢個故事。
You see King Pataparudra during the Ashwamedha Yagya, Lord Narasimha appeared under the black mango tree, and then obviously later on Mahaprabhu went to that deity.
咁呢個就係嗰個國王嗰度咧，做嗰就係你跟住成像，你先係就成像顯現啊，跟住你攞出嚟就真係崇拜咯，你先你要後嚟。
And then we have Gadamada. So this deity is very special, and yeah, you don't have to say the name. So I went to take photos of this deity, and the Brahmins got very angry. You cannot take photos. You have to ask the queen.
咁當我走去呢度嚟講影相嗰時講咧，嗰個婆羅門好嬲，佢一時就得到個王佢嘅允許啊，你先會走去影相。
So I said, I'm not asking the queen anything. I'm going to ask the king.
跟住咁話，我唔問個皇后，我問個國王。
What do you mean the queen? I was like, this. So, no, I'll ask the king.
咁就講佢話，我問個國王唔係皇后。
They said, no, queen, Rani.
佢一定要問皇后。
So I was like, it's not going to happen. I'm going to go talk to the dude, the king, and everything will be fine.
跟住我走去同個國王講，咁啊會係一切都好順利。
And I go back down and go to this huge palace, which is kind of in ruins, next to the temple.
咁呢喺個廟嘅附近嚟講啦，跟住我就去見到個皇宮嗰度啦，咁我就行去個皇宮。
And I walk inside, and there's this woman. She's wearing, shorts and a tank top.
咁跟住如果
I was a little shocked. Oh.
咁跟住我去到間廟度，見佢哋着普通嘅短褲啊、上衫啊咁樣。
I said, excuse me, I'm looking for the queen.
跟住我就同佢講到啦，我話我揾緊皇后啊。
She said, oh yeah, that's me.
跟住冇錯，我就係皇后。
I said, you're the queen?
跟住你係皇后。
She said, yeah, I know.
佢話係啊。
I just found out like a month ago.
咁我係1個月之前先知道。
I said, where are you from? Like America? She said, yeah, I'm from New Jersey.
咁跟住係啊，佢話揾美國嚟㗎，我係New Jersey 嗰度嚟嘅。
So what are you doing over here?
跟住你哋呢度做乜嘢？
She said, it's a long story, but basically I'm the queen of this place.
咁我要講起就長篇。咁佢話總之嚟講咧，我而家就係呢個地方嘅皇后。
So her family were worshippers of Narasimha.
咁喺屋企人嚟講係崇拜耶穌。
Unfortunately, 860 something years ago, her family, her forefathers murdered all the Brahmins in the village.
咁好可惜喺860前嚟講咧，佢父親嚟講就係殺咗呢度條村好多呢個地方有好多個婆羅門。
The last Brahmin said, I curse it, you will never have a son in your lineage.
於是佢就有個婆羅門嚟講就詛咒呢個國王就話喺你後代嚟講咧，永遠唔會再生呢個男仔出嚟嘅兒子出嚟。
So for 800 something years, every time their queen had a child, it was a girl, they would trade it with someone who had a boy.
咁於是喺咁多年嚟講咧，你一個皇后生咗個女仔嚟講咧，就馬上同佢哋
Nobody knew the secret.
換咗個男仔翻嚟喺度，冇人知道呢個秘密。
Until this queen
直至
from
呢個皇后
New Jersey,
呢個新澤西州嘅一個
her father was on his deathbed. He confessed everything.
咁當佢爸爸嚟講係臨死喺成個病床嗰度咧，就同佢講就懺悔講晒所有呢啲嘢出嚟。
He found her
跟住佢
and
話
said, you're the rightful queen of this area, and I coronate you and this is the history.
於是佢就講話，
Please worship Narasimha.
跟住佢講就係講出個秘密喺度啦，你就係俾人換出你個皇后嚟嘅，咁你嘅合法繼承權喺度啦，咁而家你翻嚟，我就加冕你成為皇后喺度，咁你帶你翻嚟嚟講你要崇拜你孫佢。
So she's telling me all this, and I said, well, listen, I don't have much time, but this Brahmin, oh, she said, oh yeah, he's a bit of a jerk, that guy, I know him. I was like, he wouldn't let me take photos, I'm doing a Narasimhadeva book. She's like, come on, let's go, I'll take you.
跟住佢講到即係提翻頭先我嗰啲婆羅門啊，左照影相，我知道呢啲好麻煩，跟住話好你唔好理我帶你一齊去，我哋一齊走去。
So she hopped on the motorcycle with her tank top. I hopped on the back and we drove her.
咁於是係坐上嗰個電單車度，跟住就一齊去嗰個廟啊。
And she got off the bike, didn't do achmana, nothing. She walked in front of into Narasimha, and she just put her head on his feet, touched his feet. She's like, come on. And I went in, touched his feet.
嗰時佢就不的正法都冇做嗰度，咁就喺行金廟嗰度嚟講，跟住個頭嚟講啊跌落個列孫嘅神像，你都崇拜列孫嘅。
And he was dressed, like it drives me nuts how they cover the beautiful form of God.
咁佢哋嚟講係將佢打扮成將呢個形象全部係冚住晒喺度。
Because except for Radha Krishna and Gornitai, every deity is carved with clothes.
咁除咗高利胎啊，或者 Radha Krishna 嚟講咧，
Oh, go ahead. So she told the Brahmin, take everything off. He wants to take nice photos. And then I told her, I said, listen, I would love you to be in the book, and would that be okay? And she said, oh, another interesting thing is her family forced her to learn Orient. Even though, she grew up in America and she never knew until her dad died.
咁仲有一樣嘢特別嘅，佢就係佢要去學呢個叫嗰個地方嘅 Orient 嘅語言喺度啊，又係真係話爸爸臨死先同佢講呢件事喺度，跟住佢逼佢學呢種語言。
Her husband was such a cool guy, architect, and they have this huge palace that's like in ruins, and they're going to renovate it and turn it into kind of like a spiritual Airbnb, come and darshan, and beautiful in the middle of the jungle with a mountain.
佢丈夫嚟夠建築師嘅，佢將重新係裝修過，整個啲成個整到好似係啲靈性嘅聖地宮殿咁，係俾啲人嚟講係參觀。
So I told her, I said, I want to take a nice photo of us. Can you wear a traditional sari?
咁跟住我可唔可以將你係擺入我本書入邊嗰度？咁佢話你可唔可以着得傳統啲嘅服飾喺度，跟住喺我本書嗰度出現嘅。
This is not a traditional sari.
咁呢個就係
This is a hippie sari.
唔係好傳統嘅。
Because she's hardly worn saris in her life, but this is the Rani of.
你咁一生嚟講係好少着衫嘅，所以先着佢。
Ganda Madhurpur. So, so many beautiful. This book really, this book really focuses on the history, the stories of devotees of Lord Narasimhadeva as well.
咁呢個字係講咗好多個故事嚟講咧，係特別係講緊落嚟主列孫嘅。
And one thing that's very important, my favorite section is the section on Prahlad Maharaj, where Chandrasekhar and I were talking about this last time. In our society, there's a real victim conditioning now.
咁我最中意一部分嚟講就係講Prahlad Maharaj列孫嘅地獄。咁喺我哋協會嚟講，有啲人好多嚟講係唔知道係一啲受害者係唔理解呢方面嘅。
It's not my fault, it's their fault.
其實唔係佢哋會講呢個唔係我嘅錯，呢個係佢哋嘅錯。
So in this section of Prahlad, I speak about the true essence of a yogi is not to be a victim, accept accountability first.
咁我講到嚟講就係一個而家先真正品質嚟講，就係我哋要點樣去面對呢啲咁嘅問題喺度，而唔係成為一個受害者。
Even Prahlad was tortured, poisoned, abused, rejected by his powerful father. He still did not give in to any negative conditioning or feeling.
咁即係佢睇到馬住俾爸爸嚟咁係折磨啊，經歷咁多咁嘅困難喺度嚟講，仍然嚟講佢都係冇一句抱怨，冇一個壞嘅一個負面嘅一個想法嘅心情。A
true yogi, bhakti yogi, and a true worshipper of the God of yoga, the
咁呢個係真正嘅瑜伽師啦，係真正係一個瑜伽之神嘅一個崇拜者就覺得啊。
I think the question, yeah, because I know, is there prasad? Oh, but that's why everybody can. And if anybody after the talk wants to look at the book, you can.
咁一個人要聽如果講過之後嚟講，想睇本書，你都可以買嚟睇本書。
Are we having something? You and I, or are you have a meeting? Okay, you don't have a meeting yet, right?
No.
Okay. Yes.
So you mentioned that the Narasimhadeva has a lot of different images.
Mm-hmm.
So this is you only in this book you only focus on the
Yoga Narasimha.
Yoga and Shiva.
The god of yoga, yeah.
But there are thousands of other forms.
Yeah, in the first book you can see that. There's so many.
So all the temples you introduce in this book is only have the
Yoga and Shiva.
Yoga and Shiva.
Just focusing on that form.
Okay.
Because of the, ISKCON as a movement, we missed the boat with being able to preach the essence of yoga. Like it's so nice you guys have a yoga program. She's teaching a nice class now. It's amazing. It gives such an opportunity to not preach. So this book is more like a way that anyone can pick it up.
Yeah.
Muslim, Christian, they don't have to become a Hare Krishna, but they're gonna read who is Narasimha. They're gonna read about Prahlad, they're gonna see Prabhupada, so it's pretty awesome, and hopefully this will infiltrate the negative stuff that's been happening in yoga for many years now, decades.
So the yoga god, is it very prominent in all the forms of Narasimhadeva? Because it seems it's everywhere in India.
Yeah.
It's all the different offices, different places of India. So is it the most prominent form of Narasimhadeva?
Out of my almost 1,500 temples, I've seen maybe there's about 600 temples. But you have to understand, there's like tens and thousands of temples that I've missed. So there's probably thousands. Yeah. I would say, like I said, in the north, there was a lot of these kings. They like Ugra Narasimha. So, but in the south, they focus on every form. Lakshmi Narasimha, Yoga Narasimha, Yoga Lakshmi Narasimha, Ugra Narasimha, Dhruva Narasimha.
But usually in one temple, there's only one form.
Mostly, yes. Very rare. Only in this book, there's one, the big deity with Lakshmi and Sridevi. That has two. There's Yoga Narasimha and then there's another Yoga Narasimha. So, yeah, so it's pretty awesome. But tonight we'll have some more. I have more slideshow in the evening. Everyone's gonna come. Thank you, everybody. Jai Narasimhadeva, Jai Shri Ganetai, Jai Bhagavatam. Thank you.
Arigato. 我識咗佢。